It's time. It's time. It's time. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? It's time for South America. It's time for Brazil. It's time for Jamaica. It's time for Mexico. It's time for Colombia. It's time for you. Let me hear you. It's time. So, let's see how good you remember your English training. When you see me and my name's Eric G, what do you say? When I tell you the truth and I step on your toes and I punch you in the stomach, what do you say? What does this side of the room say louder than this side? Good, good, good job. Lots of English speakers in the crowd today. Now I have one last, very easy, very important English word for you to learn for my final talk. I love stories. Training and doing the how-tos is great, but man, I love stories. Growing up, my dad, what everybody knew about my dad is that he was the best storyteller. And I used to love, when I was a little kid, I used to love listening to his stories. But my favorite stories were ghost stories. Now in America, what I need you to learn for this talk, and I need you to participate, a ghost only makes one noise. Boo. So, what sound does a ghost make? It's pretty good. And there's two types of ghosts. And for 12 and a half years, I've just been watching people choose what kind of ghosts they want to be. See, there's the ghost that I don't see anymore. It's called the quitting ghost. It's the ghost who disappears. See, I was here a year and a half ago, and now I'm back, and all the quitter ghosts have disappeared. But then there's the second type of ghost. There's the type of ghost I am. There's the type of ghost Martin is. There's the type of ghost Victor is. I am Dizar. And that's the ghosts that haunt everybody who ever left. That haunt everyone who ever said you couldn't do it. The haunting ghosts are the winner ghosts. People ask me, what do I do for a living? And I tell them, I haunt people with my success full time. So throughout this training, when I say haunt 'em, you say boo. Haunt 'em. Haunt 'em. Haunt 'em. Haunt 'em. Good. Good. Man, I see lots of ghosts in this audience. Do you guys want to hear a couple of the ghost stories that are right here among you? You want to hear a couple of the ghost stories? Some good stories right here. See, I see a ghost right over here. Oh, that's a ghost in the front row. It's the ghost of Martin Ruoff. See, Martin, didn't they say you were just a waiter? Didn't they say for 20 years you were serving tables? Didn't they say you could never be like all those other guys? Didn't they say the people around you in LA were all too cool for network marketing? Didn't they say you would never have an international business all over the world? Didn't they say, Martin, you're not like those guys. You're too nice. You're different than everybody else. Didn't they say, Martin, you'll never be an IMD? But Martin had one thing to say to him. Hey, Martin Ruoff, I got a question for you. What do ghosts say? I see a ghost over here. I see a ghost from New York City. See, I see a ghost named Jay Peso. See, I see a ghost who was a high school dropout. I see a ghost who's never had a millionaire in his family. I see a ghost that everybody said people in New York City don't do network marketing. It never works here. I see a ghost that sat there and watched people on this stage say this will never work in New York. But I see a ghost that said, I'm not a quitter. I see a ghost that said, I'm a winner. I see a ghost that said, we're going to do it anyway. I see a ghost that turned New York City into the biggest market in all of America. Hey, Jay Peso, what do ghosts say? Oh, I see some ghosts. I see some ghosts that were on stage. I see ghosts named Chris and Juju. But why are you still here? Didn't your upline quit? Isn't that what happened? Weren't you supposed to leave then? Didn't they try to steal your people? Isn't that what happened? Didn't they say you'll never do it? Didn't they say you can't do it if I leave? But you're still here, huh? And you were up on stage at the first ever corporate event in Brazil. You were, not them, right? And didn't you just pop 4 new directors on your team this week? Hey, Chris and Juju, I got one question for you two. What do ghosts say? Ooh, I see a ghost from Colombia. A Colombian ghost. Ooh. Hey, Juan Felipe, didn't they say the company wasn't going to open Colombia? Hey, Juan Felipe, didn't they say you're the first one here? Nobody's doing it here, bro. Didn't they say there's no trips here, bro? Didn't they say the credit cards don't work here? Didn't they say you'll never make this happen? Your dream will never come true. Didn't they say that, Juan Felipe? Yeah, they did, didn't they? But Juan Felipe, what did you say? I got one question. What did ghosts say? Ooh, I see a ghost named Joao. Didn't everybody talk bad about you when you started? Didn't your friends say you couldn't do it? Weren't you the first one? Weren't you the one selling the dream? Weren't you in here before anybody from corporate ever came? Before any trainer ever came? Wasn't it just your dream? And didn't they say, there'll never be a room full of people like this? Nobody from America is ever going to come help you? Isn't that what they said? Oh, that's what they said, huh? But didn't you become the first ever IMD in all of Brazil? Didn't you? So, I know what ghosts say. I know what they say. But Joao, I got one question for you. What do ghosts say? Oh, Victor! You bought into what he said. Didn't they call you the two crazy guys? When you first started, didn't they say, these guys are talking about travel and all this stuff, and there's nothing even here? Didn't they say that won't work in Brazil? We don't do that. Didn't they say it's a pyramid? Didn't they say it's a scam? Isn't that what they said, Victor? That is. Hey, Victor, I got one question for you. What do ghosts say? Ooh, I see a ghost. I see a ghost that wouldn't ever give up on Brazil. I see a ghost that kept flying from America over and over and over again. I see a ghost that said, we're gonna make this happen in South America. I see a ghost. I see a ghost. I see a ghost who painted a dream in everyone's heart in this room that was once just a thought in his head. I see a ghost that built teams of thousands of people, lost them all, and came right back again for another one. I see a ghost that got stuck at the same rank for 5 years, and everybody else quit, but he kept coming back for more. I see a ghost that's gonna lead an entire continent. Hey, Mike Marich, what do ghosts say? Come on! Okay. So, are you having fun yet? Okay. Here's the question. How do we turn the rest of you into the haunting them ghosts? How do we turn the rest of you into the IMD ghosts? How do we get you from where you are today to where we need to be? We've talked about building a list. We've talked about getting people to see information. We've shown you how to show the presentation. So just so everybody knows, the lunch webinar was huge and we had massive success. Because of that, the leaders have organized another webinar tonight after the presentation. What we want to do is we want this. We are going to leave here. Mark said you can go leave here and do what you want. I'm just telling you, tonight, it's not the time to go party. Tonight, it's not. Tonight's the time to change. Tonight's the time to do something different than you've ever done at one of these events. In your moments of decision is where your destiny is shaped. See, I know a bunch of you have been to an event like this before, and you're still at the same rank. Because you came to an event like this, and you did what you always do. You went out, and you socialized. You went out and prayed that your team would go make a sale. See, let's make tonight different. Let's make this the day. Let's make this a line in the sand where literally whatever happened in your country, whatever happened in your team, whatever happened in your business, whatever happened in your life, there's a clear line before momentum, after momentum. But you have to do something different than you've ever done if you want to have something different than you've ever had. why don't you invite like crazy to the webinar tonight? Why don't you drive and go show a friend if you live here? Why don't you get on the phone like you never have before? And make this the day. Make everybody in World Ventures wonder, what the heck just happened today in Brazil? Let today be the first of many days that South America puts in the most sales in the entire world. Today. So you got your list. You know how to call people. Let's just say you get someone to join. When I started, I came from a sales background. Where I screwed it up is I believed when I got someone to join, when I sponsored someone, I thought in my mind that was the victory. I made the sale and I thought in my mind that was the end because I came from real estate. And in real estate, when you make the sale, you get the commission check and it's over. What I found out is if you want to build a fast team starting right now tonight, you have to change your mind to that when you make the sale, that's where the job starts, not where it ends. So, I had 60 personals in the very beginning. And because my mindset was, I'm gonna sell them, and then I'm gonna go sell another one, even though I had 60 personals, none of them ever made one sale. So I had 60 personals, but on my entire team, there was only 60 people. In our business, that's not the way you make money. See, in our business, if you put someone in, you make $2.50. That's a very low-paying sales job. But what the beautiful thing is about network marketing, and why I will never do any other industry in the world, why this industry has got me for life, is because here you can put in one person, and if you teach and train and help them in the very beginning, they can go out and make thousands of sales without you. You get paid when you're not there. There's sales that come in when you're not there. And that all starts on day one. I'm going to teach you two things very quickly as we finish up here today to get your business and get your teams moving faster. Just two things to do right when somebody joins. The first mindset I want you to get in your head is one is none and two is one. We found out a very easy way to double sales. When you put someone in your mind, they're not in until they sponsor one person. So if you change your mindset from, I got one in, yes, I got another personal, and you do the opposite, and when you go put in a personal, you say, it doesn't count yet. The only time a personal counts, in my mind, is when I help them get one. So one is none, two is one. Now, what's the fastest way to do it? Well, this is what we've understood. Throughout the years in World Ventures, they'll study the people that come and go, and they'll study the people that quit. and get a return on their money. So in America, every country is a little bit different. In America, if somebody joins, according to our rep agreement, within their first 3 days, they can call the company and quit and get a full refund on their money. And the last study I heard was about a third of people that joined were calling within 3 days and quitting and getting their money back. And I started thinking in my head, why is that? Why does this happen? And then I remembered real estate. See, where I came from in real estate, it was the same thing. It's simply human nature. In real estate, what happened is people would sign a contract to buy a house. And about a third of people who would sign a contract to buy a house would call me within 3 days and try to back out of the contract. And I understood the emotions of human nature. When somebody joins, I want you to think about yourself. The first second you actually joined, the first day, was there anybody besides me that was so excited their first day they could barely even sleep? Like, you were so excited. Raise your hands if you were so excited your very first day when you joined. You had what we call World Ventures insomnia. Keep them up if you were so excited you could barely sleep. Yeah. Most people experience that emotion right away. That's emotion number one. Now here's the second thing I want you to understand. Within 24 to 48 hours, within 1 to 2 days, that person you signed up that was so excited goes from their highest emotion, which is everybody's gonna join, I gotta go pick out my new car, I can't wait to go on all these trips, this is the best thing ever. They go from here to what's called buyer's remorse and self-doubt. So most people go from here to here within their first 2 days of joining. So now that you understand that, our job, if we want to leave here and go fast, if you want to double your sales, our job is to put a person in, and knowing when they're up here, they're starting to fall. We need to grab them and help them have a positive experience. There's 2 ways I know how to do it. The first way is when I put somebody in, I personally go put another person in underneath them and call them and say, hey, Victor, congratulations, your team just grew. They're doing nothing. They're sitting at home, but they joined, and now I just gave them a positive experience so they stay excited. Or 1 is none and 2 is 1. My goal is before someone leaves the building, so they sign up, before they leave the building, I want to help them sponsor 1 person. I call it their easy one. So this is what I say. Let's just say I sign up Juju. And I'd say, hey, Juju, I know you just got started. Welcome to the team. Let me ask you a question. If you and I were driving down the road, just pretend with me. If you and I are driving down the road right now, and you ran out of gasoline, and you needed $25 to fill up your gas tank, who's the first person you think of? Who would you just call? Like, who could you call right now and just say, hey, you got 25 bucks? Who does everything with you? Everybody in this world, you have to understand, guys, you get what you ask for. And if you put a brand new person in, ask for their first sale. Say, let me help you. Ask for their easy one. Do you understand? Your numbers would explode if all you did was put in a brand new person, help them get one. Then meet that person, help them get one, help them get one, help them get one. If that's all you did, when you left here and that's all you focused on, your business would absolutely explode. One is none, two is one. Did you learn something today? Is there anybody that can feel that it's time? See, I don't know who's going to be the next IMD. Like, here, we can't pick them. Here, I love that right now, literally as soon as we leave here in a couple minutes, it's just an even playing field for everybody. And I grew up, for me, and I played sports. And what I hated, I was pretty good at sports. The problem was, I looked like this. If you can't tell from out there, I am average height and average weight. So my production when I was growing up playing sports didn't matter. Because they said, even though your production, you might have more goals, your production might be better, this other person has more potential. My most hated word in the English dictionary since I was about 15 years old is the word potential. World Ventures doesn't care about your potential. They care about your action. They care about your production. See, the computer doesn't know how tall you are. The computer doesn't know if you have a college degree or if you're a high school dropout. The computer doesn't know if you're the son of an immigrant minor or if you're from wealthy family. The computer doesn't know who your mommy and daddy are. The computer doesn't care who your mommy and daddy are. The computer doesn't know if you're white, black, brown, Asian. They don't care if you're from Mexico. They don't care if you're from America. They don't care if you're from Asia. They don't care if you're from Brazil. The computer is a level playing field. And the only thing the computer knows, 3 left, 3 right, get paid. 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 So now that you know that, I got a question for you. Mark Cassetta taught me this when I was sitting in your chair. I wrote it down and I put it above my bed. So when I closed my eyes at night, it was the last thing I saw every single night. And as soon as I opened my eyes the next morning, it was the first thing I saw when I woke up. Because it's the way I decided to live my life, and it's the way I decided to do this business. The quote said this: "What would you do today if you knew you could not fail? What would you do right now, seriously, if you know you can't fail? Here's the way I apply it to World Ventures. Who would you call? That's what I ask myself. That's what I'm asking you. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you get home. I'm saying, right when you walk out that door, immediate action. Who would you call? Who would you invite to that webinar tonight? If you knew the answer was yes. Wouldn't you call everybody? I mean, I know I would. If I know the answer is yes, there's no other option. You know the answer is yes. Who are you calling when you walk out here? All you gotta do is call them and it's yes. Call them and it's yes. Wouldn't you just dial as fast as you could? And wouldn't you start with the most successful person on your list and just work your way down from there? And if that's all you did, the next event, you'd be up on stage as the next rank. You'd be up on stage as the trainer. You'd be the next on. If that's all you did. But you don't. You're not doing it. You've already had your chance. You've already been in for 6 months. Say, shut up, Eric G. I saw you last time I was here a year and a half ago. You haven't done it since then. You're probably still the same rank. You're probably still hanging out with the other people that are the same rank. Say, shut up, Eric G. Shut me up then. Leave here and work like you know you can't fail. Oh, wait, Eric. Everybody doesn't say yes to me. There's another option. That's why you've been holding back. That's why you got this little queasy feeling in your stomach. Because there's another option. What if they say no? What if they talk about me? Let me ask you this. What if I could tell you right now, I'm going to take that fear away from you? Because right now, if you make a decision, you don't have to say anything, you don't have to yell, you don't have to woo-hoo. I don't care if you woo-hoo or not. But you seriously look inside you right now. And what if you just made a decision, I'm doing this thing. I don't care who leaves. I don't care if anybody helps me. I don't care if nobody joins my show. Like, I'm just gonna do this thing. I'm gonna be here no matter what. And what if I told you, if you really make that decision, see, I call it an ownership mentality. So people sometimes they look at me and they see like other people that like have fear, other people that might leave and go do something. And they look at me and I'm like, listen guys, in my mind, I own World Ventures. You can't quit something you own. Now, I guess Wayne technically owns it. But if you really think about it, we are World Ventures. And there is no World Ventures without us. So what if you got that ownership mentality instead of that employee mentality? And you said, this is my company. This is my country. This is my continent. And what if I told you, if you got that belief inside you right now, I can promise you, you'll never get told no again. Now, when we leave here, you might go over to your neighbor's house and go show them the presentation And they might say no. But when you have an ownership mentality, they say no, but you don't hear no. See, when you go show people from now on, they got two options. They either say yes or you haunt them. Now, the haunting may start very small. See, you might go show your neighbor, and they might say no. But then, you might go 2 doors down and show the other neighbor, and they say yes. And then, 2 weeks from now, that neighbor might throw a travel party and invite the first neighbor that said no. And when he walks into that travel party, and all of a sudden he sees you setting up the presentation, that's just you haunting him. Boo! And then 3 weeks later, when you sign up half the neighborhood, and then it goes to the other side of town, and the neighbor's golf buddy calls him and says, hey man, come over for a barbecue. And the person who tells you no walks in and they think they're coming to a barbecue. And when they get in the backyard, he sees you again, setting up to do the presentation. He says, man, this is World Ventures again? That's just you haunting him. Boo! And 3 months from now, when you pull up in his driveway, in your brand new Maserati, and he says, man, what happened? Are you selling drugs? How'd you get that car? And you say, remember that travel deal you said was a pyramid? Oh yeah, they pay for that car now. That's just you hunting him. Boo! And 6 months from now, when you hit IMD, and they give you $3,000 US a month for any home you want, and the neighbor walks over, and he sees the for sale sign in your yard, and he says, what happened? You can't afford this anymore? You say, no. Remember that travel deal I showed you, you said was a scam? Oh, well now they're giving me $3,000 a month to go live anywhere I want, so I'm moving to the beach. I guess you gotta stay in this crappy neighborhood. That's just you haunting him. Boom! And a year from now, when his wife comes home and says, honey, he's all excited to tell her, honey, we're going on a vacation. We're going on a holiday. And his wife says, are we going on a dream trip? Or just a normal vacation? That's just you haunting him. Boom! And when they get to the airport, and they go to their gate, and they see their tiny little airplane, and next to it, there's a huge jumbo jet where every seat is first class. And it's our first ever Dream Trips airline. But you're not allowed to set foot on it unless you're a Dream Trips member. So I guess that's just you haunting him. Boo! And when they get to their crappy resort and they look over to the private World Ventures Island that you're only allowed to set foot on if you're a Dream Trips member, and they pull out and they go for a little canoe ride in their little dinghy, and we drive by in our 200-foot mega yacht, and the waves from our yacht tip over his little dinghy. I guess that's just you haunting him. Boom! And 20 years from now, when his unborn daughter comes barging into the house, all excited, and says, "Daddy, I got something you gotta see." That's just you haunting him. Boom! And when we come back to South America and Central America and the Caribbean, and we can't just do one momentum. It's not big enough for us. We can't find a space big enough. So we got to do a momentum just in Jamaica. And we got to do a momentum only for Mexico. And we got to do a momentum only for Colombia. And we come to Brazil, and arenas and ballrooms won't hold us. We got to go to Maracana Stadium, and there's 100,000 people wrapped around the stadium, 10,000 people sitting on the field, and you walk on stage as a quadruple IMD and a $10 million earner, and you grab that microphone and you got tears of joy running down your face, and you think back to the day where everybody said you couldn't do it. Everybody doubted you. Everybody else quit. Everybody else left. But you didn't. You decided to become a ghost. And you think about every hater you ever had. And you say, "Listen up and read my lips." Boo.